The West is currently undergoing a historic drought, and the drought is so bad that Lake Mead in Nevada near Las Vegas has receded to the point where human remains are starting to be revealed. There was a barrel that had human remains in it. The authorities estimate that the individual in the barrel was murdered either in the mid 1970s to the early 1980s. They believe that's the case because of the items that were, in the barrel with him. They're items dating back to that era. And now we're learning that more human remains have been discovered because people who would get murdered ended up getting dumped into Lake Mead. But they were under the assumption that we would never discover the human remains, except now there's this historic climate-fueled drought. And the body of water has receded to the point where we're learning all sorts of things about crime that was committed in that area.
Yeah. So I've actually, because of COVID, we did a lot of trips where we drove, and I've gone now to both national parks and lakes, ranging from Arizona to Wyoming. Okay, we've been all over the West Coast, and everywhere we went, people would say the lakes are drying up. We have to do something. Like the park rangers, the tourists, even Republicans that see it with their own eyes, they're like, "Well, aren't we going to do anything? I mean, we're not going to have any water." Like Las Vegas might run out of water. Well, aren't we going to do anything? And they're like, well, there's nothing you could do. It's climate change. It's going away. And so, yeah, of course, they're trying to do something. Sometimes they'll take a nearby lake that's not man-made and they'll try to use the water from there. There's like, they're going back to treaties from like the 1850s to try to find a way to get water. Guys, it's climate change. It's not coming later. It's right now. There's a mega drought in the West because of climate change. And yeah, we're gonna run out of water.
Mobs were a real thing. Like they really did throw dead bodies like in Lake Mead and they were never discovered. Like I know that there are all sorts of unsolved crimes. Like, we've heard all the stories, like cutesy little stories about police and how they protect and serve us and all of that. But there are a lot of violent crimes that go unsolved. We know that. And it's just incredible because now we see with our own eyes, thanks to the drought. I mean, it's just such a dystopian situation, right? How many crimes did end up going unsolved? How many families never found out what happened to their loved ones, right? And we're finding new bodies every week now over at Lake Mead. What a gift. Yeah. What a gift of climate change.
Yeah, that's so right about it. Like this is, if you saw this in a movie, you'd say, oh, come on, you're overdoing it. The climate change is so bad that it's heating up the planet and dead bodies are floating to the surface. Literally what's happening, okay? I mean, we're living in a nightmare. And it goes to your point about the police, man. We have a huge complaint about how they abuse people way too much, right? But the other issue with police is they're incredibly lazy. You know how there's that all cops are bastards thing, ACAB? All cops are also lazy. Like, oh my God, I gotta find a body. I'm not gonna find a body. I gotta go grab some donuts, man.